Hey, what's going on, guys? We're here with another recovery room with Dr. Lauren. Today, we are talking about
And our pet spine.
Oh, and our pet spine, yes. Which we are going to use to demo some lumbar health stuff. As many of you CrossFitters have probably experienced in the past, some sort of low back pain, very common in our sagittal plane movements that we do in CrossFit. So Lauren's going to kind of chat with us about what the lumbar spine does, how it moves, and kind of what we can do to make sure that it's staying healthy while we're trying to compete or just perform CrossFit as an exercise routine.
Yeah. So I always say the number one thing to prevent injury or understand pain is you have to understand and be educated about what's truly going on. So the first thing I want to bring up, because I think this gets a big falsehood in the world of lumbar and low back issues, is we want to talk about what it's built to do. So what's its range of motion supposed to really be? First thing I want you to see is that we're talking about the natural range of motion that the spine is supposed to have. The biggest number that you see at 50% is flexion. But if we have back pain, the number one thing we're told not to do is go into flexion. But again, then you're not using the joints and everything the way that they should be. And what I see is that most problems with the discs happen because you've lost so much flexion and never trained the health and the range of motion there, so the discs are stuck and compressed.
Okay.
So let's real quick just look at that. This is the lumbar spine. We want to go 50 degrees flexion this way. Okay? This is on average because the different parts of the spine are built for different portions of the range of motion. So just let's think of average collectively. I want to go about 20 degrees to the back in extension, okay? I have to rotate slightly, so to complement what happens above and below, meaning the thoracic spine and the pelvis, I need to get about 10 degrees going side to side here, which you can already see up here. More range down here, it's pretty stiff. And then side bending. So a lot of people come in with back pain and they go, it hurts right here. That can be muscles and structures that not letting you go side to side anymore.
Okay.
So if we understand what the low back and the lumbar spine is built to do, we can almost self-restore it on our own.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Can you explain that a little bit more?
So if I have back pain and I say, hey, Kyle, watch me go through the ranges of motion of the back. And I go down like such, and you see that maybe my hamstrings lengthened, but you didn't see any movement of my lumbar spine actually moving.
Okay.
You can go, hey, well, you're really not bending at all from that area. Maybe your hamstrings are too loose and your back is too tight. Because I'll still see that people they can touch the ground still, but I don't see movement happening here.
Okay.
Right? If I go, hey, can I go side to side, put my arms above my head, am I getting 20 degrees to the side? Or because of weight and being loaded so much, are my ribs and pelvis now almost connected? Now I can't make space there anymore. And that's when you get a lot of that quadratus lumborum, that QL problems.
Okay, got it.
And then rotation. Did I lose rotation up here that now I have too much rotation below? And so that's where I'll see a lot of almost too much movement happening.
As a compensation pattern.
Yes.
Okay.
And then for extension, can I truly get lumbar extension and hip extension at the same time?
Okay.
Because they need to work together. Otherwise, it's going to be too much just straight back bending.
Okay.
But I need to make sure in lumbar extension, as it relates to CrossFit, can my hips move forward as my back goes backwards?
Got it.
And that's going to get that nice, smooth extension of the lumbar spine versus just low lumbar compression this way. And then that's when people go, I don't like to lay on my stomach anymore. Certain movements are bothering me. My back squat just blows it up.
Okay. Yeah. Got it. And then you were talking about some rotation in the thoracic spine and the pelvic floor as well, or pelvis as well.
Yeah, so as far as rotation goes there, those are the areas built to move.
Okay.
More, okay? if I need to think about my right pelvis, it's up here, how far it can go if I have to cross my body, right?
Okay.
It can go pretty far if I can rotate and move and that sort of on that posterior side along the sacrum and everything that it can move, right?
Got it.
I can get more rotation from that area. Like I just said, I can feel it on the fake pet spine that we have, is that if I have enough rotation from my thoracic and I'm not stuck in flexion, forward head posture and things like that, where I'm gonna be limited by rotation, then my lumbar spine can keep up with the rotation that it needs. So again, if we say twisting right and left, ow, that hurts, work above and below it. Don't work on cranking and getting snapped at that level.
Even more. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. You got anything else on this? Or?
Well, I mean, people who know me know that I really want to always keep this restored the most because so much of the work in our lumbar spine is that true, like loaded of all of that, of this low area, that it almost is that a couple segments will move too much and then the rest of the lumbar almost gets flat.
Oh, okay.
So it's not all moving together. So if I have the most range of motion into flexion, like I can train that all of those segments are happening there. Something then, let's say, some people say their back blows up in GHDs. Maybe just a couple people, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's think about the range of motion that's happening there. Is the whole back going into flexion?
Okay.
Is the extension happening throughout the whole level, which then I'm going to look at the hip flexors and the lumbar spine together to get me back versus just one section, because then I'm just going to be hinging in extreme ranges of motion at that same joint.
Got it.
And with some of this too is remember your hamstrings are stabilizers, so don't be scared that your hamstrings also need to have tension in them to help support the good range of motion that should also happen at your lumbar spine.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So,
Awesome.
The more you know, I remember that from
Bill Nye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throwback. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. As always, we have some programs that Lauren has developed for us. So you can go under our WOD Up or Sugar WOD, look for the recovery program. And that can help you guys gain range of motion, keep range of motion, and just restore your body in general to keep you healthy throughout your training.
Yeah, and don't leave the gym looking like the last rep.
Exactly, yes. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you guys next time.